All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 6 of Sports with Skiz. We're here, me and Knock are joining you guys for the week 2 breakdown, just talking a little ball, nothing too crazy here. But just to jump right into it, Tanaka, spitting is back. I
Yes.
cannot believe what I saw in the NFL and the NCAA. Brendan Bett has made headlines from Florida for essentially costing his team the game with that penalty and just hawking the fattest loogie I've ever seen in the face of USF's offensive lineman who showed great restraint. I don't know how you could stop yourself from punching him right in the mouth, you know?
Yeah, dude. Put it on the front page of the paper. It's the headline. Spitting is back. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna spit on somebody later today as I'm walking down the street. It's just a new thing to do, I guess. Twice in 1 week by defensive linemen. I don't know if all D linemen called each other over the phone over the weekend and said, "Hey, this is the move that we're gonna be performing out there on the field." Florida should be embarrassed. They should be ashamed of themselves. Brendan Bett, again, like you said, what possesses another man to do such a thing? I don't know. But
Mm-mm.
Florida is looking really bad. They're on the hot seat. I'm not sure if they'll win a game. I'm really not.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a gauntlet coming up. And like you said, too, I get, your wires cross. Sometimes you black out. In all my years of playing football, I never thought to spit on another human being. I think I would rather you just like sneak headbutt me or even just punch me right in the mouth without me expecting it. Even with the helmet off. I just think that that's like one of the worst things you could do as a human. And yeah, Florida, it's not a great time down in Gainesville. The swamp looked devastated by that loss. I mean, it was really like a kind of a tune-up game for their upcoming game against LSU. You thought that they were going to be able, as 17 and a half point favorites, pull that out. But, Billy Napier, his seat is scorching right now. He's 20-20 as a head coach at Florida.
Yeah, and we all thought it would be a turnaround there. Florida has been not very good over the past, what I'd probably say about 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, they went 8-5, I believe, last year. So like kind of better than what it's been. They've been like consistently 6-7, but that's not the Florida that we grew up knowing with Tim
Right.
Tebow or the Chris Leaks and stuff like that. I believe it was Chris. Was it Chris Leak?
Yeah.
Won a national championship before Tebow. Yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy to see. I'm with you on that. I don't know if they're gonna win another game. Well, you never know. College football is crazy. They'll probably win another game, but they do have one of the toughest schedules in all of college football. So, jumping into some other games, any other big ones that you want to talk about right off the bat?
Yeah, Iowa State um, is always an interesting one.
The under.
Extremely high scoring game. It was a barn burner. Both of those offenses put up 400 plus. No, I'm just joking. Here's the reality of the Cyhawk Trophy. Um, it's a great battle between those two. Something about Iowa, they're just like offensively, just so like high school. I don't really know what else to say. Like they just aren't good. You know what I mean? And their defense will always be there, but Iowa's offense is literally just like pulling teeth. I just want to rip
Yeah.
my hair out of my head. It's just so bad.
Yeah. It's like they might as well resort back to like the wishbone or something like that. I mean, we talked about it before. I thought Ganowski was going to come in from South Dakota State and, show Iowa what they've kind of been missing in a passing quarterback. And I think he only had 83 yards passing. And I think we talked about it earlier too. They had one receiver with more than one catch. And I think there was like 7 that had one reception and 2 of them had negative yards. So I really don't know where to go. It is cool. It's a sick rivalry. Iowa State finally embracing their colors and not just consistently wearing black and white for some reason is beautiful because I love their color scheme of the ketchup and mustard look. And another cool thing about this rivalry, I really do think these fans like kind of hate each other. Like there is a real hatred there because you got the state school, but you got Iowa who like you say the state, and that's the first school that you think of. So I think Iowa State's tired of being a little brother.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Iowa State's beaten them over the last few years, kind of making that statement of like, hey, we're here, we're still hanging around.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the second year in a row that Iowa State has taken home the trophy. Last year they had a nice little comeback victory. This year they kind of, I don't want to say dominated because there was no domination on each side. They got out to a 10-point lead, which usually feels insurmountable for one of these teams to come back from. So shout out to Iowa, I guess, for coming back from your 10-point deficit, but that's really about it.
Major
um,
moving milestone.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Another crazy game. from the day, and you called this one, Knock, is the SMU Baylor. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that one, if you want to start that one off.
Yeah, dude. I love Baylor. Their defense is horrible though, so I don't expect Baylor to be very good at the end of the season. I mean, if they can find a way to tighten it up, cool. Their offense is astounding. Josh Cameron is a stud. Number 34 for Baylor. If you guys haven't seen, I mean, this dude just does everything. Great hands, great route runner. He's tough. I watched him carry two defenders into the end zone with him. So he and Sawyer Robertson have a great connection going. I really enjoy watching Baylor, but watching their defense is literally like ball tagging me. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I could see, really helping them out is the Big 12 does not really play defense at all. They're not known for defense, so that could be a case that'll help them out. I can't believe SMU blew a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. It was it was like the Ravens kind of jotted that down and was like, we're going to use that defensive scheme in the fourth quarter as well on Sunday night too, not to jump into the NFL, but shout out to our boy Sherm Stew _2 on Twitter. He's been interactive with us. He's a huge Baylor fan. He does a podcast and helps out with Bussin' with the Boys, and works with Will Compton and Taylor One. He's a huge Baylor fan. If you don't follow him, please do. He is hilarious during game times on there. I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff.
No, I haven't.
We definitely have to check him out. So yeah, shout out Baylor. We'll see what they could keep going. Another pretty good game, I guess, was Oklahoma and Michigan. I know that you were a big fan of that OU offense and how Mateer looked. I mean, that dude can run and he could throw. I love his throwing style. He stops on a dime, can run on a dime. And I love the way OU's defense came out. They kind of, set the tone very early against Michigan and let them know that it wasn't going to be easy to put up points against them.
Yeah, one program I wanted to shout out is actually Washington State. I feel like throughout history, they have produced some really good collegiate quarterbacks over time. And Cam Ward a couple of years ago, John Mateer being the most recent one. He, like you said, transferred to Oklahoma. But I watched this kid play last year, man, and he's just got it. He's just got it. That moxie, that he's just got what you want in a quarterback. He's not, he's smart. He makes the right plays. He can move. He can throw the football. So he's pretty cool. I love him. I love his energy. Good for Oklahoma. Somebody you highlighted the other day was Justice Haynes as well from Michigan. Really balled out. Had a 75-yard touchdown run or whatever to kind of keep Michigan in the game. Yep. So
right after halftime. Well. Yeah. It's and also shout out to Ben Arbuckle. He's the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. He actually was at Washington State when they had, I believe Cam Ward was there for him with 1 year, and then Mateer was also there too and kind of followed him to Oklahoma. So he's kind of like the next quarterback guru, I guess, in a sense. Was at Western Kentucky. He's only 29 years old. He's going to turn 30 this month. So yeah, I'd keep an eye on him to see, what he'll do in the future as well. If he gets any head coaching positions, maybe not next year, but if Oklahoma keeps showing this fight on offense, then I definitely think that, he'll end up with something there. So that'll be cool to see. Another game that you called, Illinois Duke, shout out to the over. That was the biggest thing there. I think this game, we talked about it as well, but the scoreboard really doesn't tell the tale. I thought it was a pretty close game for the majority. And then that fourth quarter is whenever Illinois kind of just ran off with it, maybe a little bit into the late third as well too. But they put up 17 points in the fourth to Duke 0. I still think Mensa looked all right for Duke. But, I mean, when you got a guy like Altmaier who has been in big games, he's a gamer, he knows how to play in tough situations. I'm always going to, lean on that side with that guy. So shout out to Illinois on that one.
Yeah, shame on the books, honestly. It's the books' fault that I even considered Duke remotely close to win that game at all in any way or shape or form. I like Duke, you know what I mean? But the books could have fooled us all. They made it look like Duke might have came in there even at home and pulled off the upset. Illinois was just too much for them, especially in the trenches. Big Ten school, What's Duke? The ACC now? Like
Yeah, Duke's
they're
been in the
ACC
ACC.
football. Okay.
Yeah,
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 man. So they don't have the offensive lineman. I stated earlier last week that it would be the linebackers as well, and Illinois' linebackers were tops.
yeah. Their defense was making it tough on Duke with the run game and even passing. It was like Mensa had to really use his feet and get outside of the pocket to try to do anything. So um, that was awesome. I mean, another crazy game was obviously Arizona State and Mississippi State. I mean, Mississippi State came out in the all black uniform, Starksville. I know there's nothing else there to do. Came rocking. The fans showed up with 80,000 cowbells. That was just going nuts. So that was cool. That that Mississippi State defense had Sam Lovett in hell in the first half. I mean, he was 3 of 11 at one point for 3 yards and I think an interception. Tyson couldn't get going at all as well too, but Mississippi State shot out to that 17-0 lead. Arizona State was able to kick a field goal before half, came out and scored 17 unanswered as well too, and then Mississippi State draws up one of the best plays that I've seen with trips down close to the sideline, and they run a nice little scheme route that was able to kind of cross up the defenders that were running a little bit of man and get wide open. So that was a crazy game.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to highlight two players for Arizona State, especially, and the reason why they came back. Kanye Udo, the running back, and I
Beast.
believe they have another one, Kyron Brown, if I'm not mistaken. Kyson Brown, excuse me. Kyson Brown, both rush for over 100 yards for Arizona State. I did not expect their rushing attack to be as lethal as it was. It is the sole catalyst as to why they came back in the first place. Shout out Mississippi State. Brendan Thompson, what a play. One-on-one down the sideline. Can't be mad at the defensive coordinator for showing a little bit of pressure and, putting it up to his corner to make a stop. Unfortunately, Brendan Thompson, people don't know, the guy is just so fast. And shout out to the fans of Mississippi State. Who's the guy for Barstool that's a big Mississippi State guy? He was
Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker.
Yeah, shout out Brandon Walker. Guys like him are the definity of what a fan is. That might be the greatest win he's ever witnessed in his life as a Mississippi State fan. It's week 2, so shout out you, bro. I mean, it's just pure joy. I can only imagine what those people were going through down there. It's probably a great feeling for them.
Yeah, that was awesome. Brendan Thompson, I mean, he had 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was really the game changer in that. And then leading into, another game that we'll talk about, and I know you're a little bit upset with that. You mentioned Kanye Udo. He's actually a transfer. Do you know where he transferred from this offseason?
Ohio.
He transferred from Army. No, he transferred from Army. Knock.
Oh,
And
I love it.
I know you were probably itching to talk about this game. But Kansas State, boy, did they just piss down their leg when it came to stopping that triple option and Army's offense, who just lost to Tortland State themselves the week before in an embarrassing loss, and they came out pissed off and just played some few football. And it just Kansas State, man. I don't know. I'll let you take this over. I know you're a lot, more pissed off than I am with them.
Remember those old cartoons where they just have steam coming out of their ears? Like that's what's going on for me right now. Listen, I wanted to apologize. It's really about the fans. Whoever's watching, I guaranteed you guys a minus 17.5 point victory versus Army. Quite frankly, here's the truth. I have never seen a softer, sadder, more sorry Kansas State football team coached by Chris Kleiman ever in my life. Listen, their defense is weak. It's really weak. Let's break this down. In the second half, I've never witnessed a team not touch the ball until the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Army gets the ball to start the second half, 8-minute drive, touchdown. They onside kick it. If you remember the water boy, he found his BITCH in the front line, kicks it at his leg. Army recovers, 10-minute drive down the field, field goal. Kansas State, kick return for a touchdown on the ensuing kickoff. And they didn't touch the ball to the 5-minute mark, man. This was really bad. I feel like the Johnson brothers family might be fighting somewhere still. This is not right. This is not right. Their offense looked really bad. Defense looked worse. Shout out Army and the service members.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kansas State, I think, had 6 total possessions in that game, which is nuts. And then I did want to bring up the fact that if you play in Ireland week 0 and you lose, just get ready for your season to just be over. Like, just pack it in, because Florida State lost in Ireland week 0 last year, went 2-10 after being ranked in the top 10. And Kansas State was, a lot of people had them winning the Big 12 and making the playoff. And you could basically say they're out of it right now. I don't know if they could come back from that. If they win the Big 12 altogether, then they can. But I mean, they almost lost to North Dakota the week before. So buckle up for anybody that plays in Ireland next year. If you lose, just don't even watch the rest of your season.
Yeah, that's actually funny. I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. I'm a man of science, Mike, and that's a hypothesis I'd love to put in place throughout the rest of the year. So we'll revisit that at the end of the season.
Absolutely. If I could just join you in being, a little upset here. JMU, Ben Chesney, someone check his FanDuel, DraftKings, Bet365, Fanatic. I know he probably has it all. They were plus 13.5. They went into the locker room with the 7-6 lead, and they came out and I have no clue what was going on. Alonzo Barnett is a great player. He looked decent. Louisville has a tough defense. The week before, in week 1, whenever you blow out a team, Matthew Sluka runs the ball 6 times. Why did he come in and run the 2-quarterback system and had him run the ball 21 times, Tanaka? I don't know what was going on. I genuinely think Ben Chesney was trying to lose that game. They lost by 14. They were 13.5-point underdogs, and they were winning at halftime. And then he just comes out and runs the 2-quarterback system. I really don't know what was going on. Our account was tweeting about it on Twitter and stuff like that. I had some interactions from a lot of JMU fans that were also pissed off. So I don't know if you caught any of that game. I was dumbfounded texting you about it.
Yeah, I did. And I'm with you there. You don't sit a guy like that, like Barnett. There's a couple of things that caught my eye test that maybe, like, if I'm the coach, this is my thought process behind it. Sluka was a bigger quarterback, and Alonzo Barnett had several passes in the first half alone, batted down at the line of scrimmage like child's play almost. You know what I mean? As if he was just too small behind his offensive lineman. One of those turned into an interception inside of their own 25-yard line. So that was a costly turnover there. Granted, listen,
Sluka
it's
threw
football.
The pick.
It happens. Turnovers happen. Interceptions are going to happen. What doesn't make it better is taking the guy out of the game, saying, okay, you're not ready for this, maybe this play or whatever. And then fourth quarter comes, like, okay, yeah, we need you again. And it's like, that's a morale killer. And Sluka can't throw the football.
No, and I don't want to cut you off. That's where Sluka is the one who actually threw the interception, just to add insult to my injury.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I must have had it. Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm looking at the stats now. Alonzo, I mean, he didn't play that great. Like you said, he did have passes batted down. He threw the only touchdown pass that they had. Sluka had a rushing touchdown, but he had 1 interception on the game.
Okay. Yep. No, You're totally right. Damn.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Okay. Hey, we're not perfect on this.
Regardless, couple passes batted down at the line. Oh, here's what happened. He got sacked in his own end zone and fumbled the ball, giving up a touchdown.
Okay.
So I think ultimately the decision to put Sluka in the game was he's a little bit bigger. They're both mobile, but he's more of a north and south kind of mobile. Don't agree with it. Speaking of covering, they were at the goal line, within the final minute of the game and I think they got stuffed on 4 straight plays or something like that to not score. So yeah, screw you guys for not covering. Yeah. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's weird. And not to, continually bash, but, Sluka was the guy who transferred from UNLV after he got them off to, I think, a 5-0 start. There was a lot of people saying that he just kind of, quit on the team. He said he didn't get his NIL money. I don't know what it is. He's a 6-year senior. He has 9 passes with 2 interceptions on this season. So I don't know. I'm still going to be hoping that the Dukes pull it out. But again, if someone could look at if someone could look at Ben Chesney's DraftKings account or whatever, that would be greatly appreciated for me. So I'm trying to see here. Any other games that really caught your attention?
Yeah, one that you called, West Virginia, Ohio.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way. That's a great pick going with our boy
Thank you.
Parker Navarro, who we love so damn much on this show. So much.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, West Virginia, I'll keep this pretty brief. They lost their best running back and another player for the season. They're done. They're toast. You pick a bunch of guys up from Jacksonville State and you bring them into the Big 12. They're gonna play like a bunch of guys from Jacksonville State that just moved to the Big 12. They look like they have no idea what's going on out there offensively. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, dude, it's like holy cow. Holy cow, some of the offenses that we talked about today were just so bad on Saturday. It's
Yeah.
frustrating to watch. I think because the backyard brawl is so big that West Virginia might be able to keep it close just off of sheer will. Pitt's gonna walk through them.
It's I will say a lot of people are already talking on Twitter. Obviously, it's backyard week, like you said. There's a lot of West Virginia fans that are still holding a lot of hope, saying that they're going to win and this, that, and the third. But yeah, Nico, I don't know if he's that guy at quarterback. 178 yards and a pick, and then Jaheim White went out in the second quarter and was their leading rusher for the rest of the game by like 22 yards as well too. So they couldn't get anything going in the run game. It is going to be tough this week with Pitt's linebacker crew. There are a bunch of sharks out there. We won't dive too much into it. We got a nice little special guest coming on for tomorrow whenever we're recording. So I think a lot of people are going to enjoy hearing from that, seeing from someone who actually played in a backyard brawl game. So yeah, West Virginia, I don't really know where to go here. Rich Rod's first year with them on his first stint, I believe went 4-8 or 3-9. So you can hang your hat on that, I guess, if you're a Mountaineer fan. I really don't know what else you want me to say about that. Anything else from the weekend? Going off of big D1 games, your boys at Roanoke College picked up their first win, huh?
Yes. I mean, let's go.
Yeah, come on, give it up for him. We had, I think I mentioned to you, we actually had a player comment on the video that you did on TikTok, so that was cool, getting some interaction. I don't have his name, unfortunately.
His name is Tyson. We'll give him a shout out. We'll give him a call.
Shout out to you, Tyson.
To hop on an interview later down the road or something like that.
Absolutely, we'd love to have him on. Yeah, that was huge. Another Division III school that was awesome to see is Adrian College. Mm-hmm. They actually went to Valparaiso, a Division I FCS school, and beat them 10-7. So another round of applause. We'll give it up to you, Adrian College. That's sick to see. If we're jumping back to Division I, one thing I don't want to gloss over: UCLA just losing outright to UNLV. Big Ten school, supposed to have this great offense, look different than last year. And it's just, I don't even know. It's like whenever you put the sliders on the whole way and you're playing on Heisman already. It's Nico had a fumble and an interception. So I know he's probably regretting that move from the jump, but I don't know if you have anything on that at all from that game.
Yeah, as a Penn State fan, and as somebody who's grown up watching the Big Ten his whole life, we don't claim UCLA. They're still in the Pac-12. I just, no, I don't like it. I don't even like USC being in the conference or Oregon, to be honest with you. I'm still not over
me either.
it. But, like, whatever, dude. Yeah, UCLA sucks. This kid, he can get better. He's got talent. He does have talent. But, my goodness, dude, like, what are you looking at? Some horrible balls, just not accurate, slow.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, there's, you got the whole debate of people who probably won't like us saying that, but whenever you're chasing the money, there's got to be an instance that's like, damn, why did I do that? And you can't really think anything different. I'm pretty sure coming out of high school, the reason why he went to Tennessee in the first place was because they threw a ton of money at him. So whenever you got your dad, whispering in your ear a little bit, that's never good to listen to. So follow your own path. The grass is not always greener, even though the money might be. So definitely keep that into consideration, athletes that are out there. Another thing, Knock, talking about one of your favorite players in college football. Did you see Dylan Raiola's quarterback proposed after the game, or his tight end, proposed after the game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
like
was a
every
little
aspect of
Travis
his
Kelce
life.
X.
Yeah, every aspect of his life is like Patrick Mahomes. I guess God made that happen too. So I don't know. I don't know if he's blessed or cursed or whatever the case is, but I want you to start winning some football games here.
Definitely. Shout out to Vandy. Vandy beat the shit out of Virginia Tech 44-20. Diego is a beast. He's like single-handedly turning that Vanderbilt, excuse me, their program around. So that was cool to see. That's always, heading up to Blacksburg as a school that doesn't really play there all the time. That could be an intimidating atmosphere with the Enter Sandman and everything like that. But they took care of business, I will say. And I thought Virginia Tech was going to look a lot better than what they did. They played a strong South Carolina team the first week, but their offense just looked so damn stale. And they were up 20-10, I believe, at one point, and didn't score a single point in the second half. So Brent Pry, his seat is scorching hot as well too. He's in Billy Napier territory for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're all
I
good. You're
was
all good,
sure.
bro.
I wasn't sure if you had anything else. LIU, shout out to Long Island. They went up to I really don't even know where Eastern Michigan is located, but they went up to that gray field and they put on for the NEC. So I had to give them a shout out. They won 28-3. We talked about this before. I think their uniforms are disgusting. I think that they would have looked better the way that they were when they were black and yellow. But who am I? I'm a Steelers fan, so maybe that's why I'm feeling that way.
Yeah, and just so you're aware, Mike, Eastern Michigan is in the eastern part of Michigan.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what it is? Western's in the west, central
Right.
is in the central, and then
Like, duh.
Okay, dumbass.
I love that gray field. I asked you the other day. I think they're the Eagles, Eastern Michigan. I mean, I didn't know what their team name was up until less than 24 hours ago. Didn't really care. That gray field is too nice for whatever the hell they got going on. Shout out to LIU. Used to be LIU Brooklyn, Brooklyn, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Primarily known for basketball. Walked
Yeah.
in with the 2007 Philadelphia Eagle alternate throwbacks and absolutely slaughtered the Eagles. The irony behind that, right? So
Yeah,
good for them.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's I feel like they don't get a lot of publicity, so it'll be cool talking about them. But anything else? Cal U Division II, they had a pretty big win over the weekend. I believe they played either Thursday or Friday. I can't remember, so not really over the weekend, but they beat the University of Charleston, I believe, who's ranked in the top 10. I know Cal U's ranked, but I think Charleston was ranked higher, so a nice little upset. And then, even though it pains me because I am a pro PSAC podcast, type of guy, but Ashland finally got over the hump and defeated IUP. So IUP beat them the last two seasons, and it is backyard brawl week. So it is funny that final score was 13-9. So a little reminiscent of that. Yeah, it stings. I know it stings. I think that's really all, Knock. I mean, do you have anything else? Just a quick shout out to Troy too. They made it tough on Clemson. They made it really, really tough. Crowder, their quarterback, had a tough day at the office with 3 interceptions, but I will say Troy's defense looked like they showed up to play, especially in that first half. They jumped out quick to that 16-0 lead. My wife and I were watching, and she was even cheering for Troy, and she could give a shit less usually about games. So that was cool to see. They have some sick uniforms as well.
Yeah, one interesting little nugget about that specific game. In 2016, Troy played Clemson in Clemson, and I'm just going to break it down like this. Everything that happened in the Troy Clemson game last Saturday identically happened almost 10 years ago. Play
really?
by play, time, the score, all of that shit. I'll send you the link, dude, because it's a lot. It's like 10 slides, dude. Really weird. Really, really weird.
That is crazy. Yeah, it's I was very, very shocked by that. I figured with Clemson losing to LSU week 1, I thought that they would come out and try to beat the shit out of a very inferior opponent. But shout out to Troy. I always love seeing, even if they lose, I love seeing the little guys come out and show some fight, show some heart. I really wish they would have pulled it out because I can't really stand Clemson, majority is of their fans. But one last game that we would be remiss not to talk about, Knock. I know that we talked about this a little bit, but Missouri pulled it out against Kansas too for that rivalry. It was a back and forth game. It was close the whole time. Kansas kind of went out to a nice little lead. Then Mizzou came back, and then it was just back and forth. And Bo Pabula, I mean, he had a hell of a game. He went 30 of 39 with 3 touchdowns and I believe 330 some odd yards. So shout out to him. He was a beast. And also they had 2 running backs, Jamal Roberts and Ahmad Hardy went over 200 yards rushing on the day. So I think they finished with like 260 some yards of rushing. So their offense looked really good. Mizzou could do some things this year.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think I told you guys Kansas on that one. And it was because I never really got to see, Bo Pabula play versus anybody with some real credibility. With that being said, I agree with you. Their offense is an absolute juggernaut. They've got running backs, they've got receivers, and good receivers too. You know what I mean?
Shout out Kevin Coleman. Yeah, shout out Kevin Coleman. He had a day at the office.
Yeah,
10
dude,
receptions.
Just the Missouri Black and everything. Like they're so underrated and they're so cool up north. I like them. You know what I mean?
Is that considered North?
Huh?
Is that considered North Missouri?
Midwest?
Midwest. I think I'd go Midwest.
Midwest.
I think I'd go Midwest with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was in Missouri.
Wait, listen, folks. We're not in this for geography. Okay?
Damn it. I'm not in here for geography. I'm in here for football.
Oh, God. You got to love it. But I'm really, really excited for week 3. You know, I think that there's some good games coming up here. Again, we're going to hop back on tomorrow to discuss. That episode should be released either Thursday, tomorrow, or Friday. So be on the lookout for that. We got some big games. Oregon's going to Northwestern at noon. That could always be tricky for a team going to that, weird atmosphere. I know you were talking about that stadium, Knock, which I think this is their last year playing in that. Wisconsin, I don't know what they're going to do. They travel to Alabama. We got the backyard brawl. We got Georgia, Tennessee. We got LSU, Miami, LSU, Florida, South Florida, Miami. It's going to be a jam-packed weekend. I'm super excited for this. Texas A&M, Notre Dame. So this is kind of a must-win for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So yeah, Knock, do you have any last little things?
Nah, man, I'm just excited for a great week ahead of us. Michigan State travels to USC. Some people have a problem with that, considering that, we let them into the Big Ten. They should be coming over here to play. But I'm going to root for Michigan State. I can't wait to see that game at 12:30 at night. So, yeah, no, we're all good, man. I can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm excited. Like I said, we got a special guest. One last thing, I guess, that I wanted to bring to attention. I feel like she's already been shit on so much, but we wouldn't be doing our part if we didn't talk about it. But I think her name is Haley Sawyer. She's a writer for USC. And somehow she has an AP vote for the rankings. I don't know if you saw her latest ranking, but somehow after USF beat Florida moved up 2 spots to a better ranking. USF remained rankless, and I believe Alabama somehow moved up as well too, even though they just beat up on a little brother. And there was an interview that she did, and she said, I don't really want to go much into the process or logic. It's really fun, but it doesn't probably matter in the end. And with that being said, is just disgusting. I hate that, because I can't say a lot of things that I would do, but I would do a lot to get an AP top 25 vote. I know at the end of the day, with the playoff committee and stuff like that, it might not matter. But if this is your way of thinking, whenever you're going in to vote for a vote that a lot of people would literally give a finger for, give an arm for, that love college football, it matters. It definitely matters. So I kind of hope that they revoke her vote, not even targeting, women or anything like that. But if that's your logic that, it's just for fun and it doesn't really matter. No, it matters. Those players are going out there every week and they're giving it their all, and they want to see that number by their side. It means a lot to the universities, to the fan bases. So I just kind of think it's disrespectful to the sport as a whole for her to kind of think that way. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, bro, you covered it. I mean, I saw that video this morning, man. I mean, it's just oh, it's just like a fun thing to do. It's like a coloring book. I mean, it's not like you're playing with people's livelihoods here. No, you're not doing that. You're not playing with the sports bettors' lives or anything like that. No, it's fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Language. I can become unhinged. But no, honestly, just really horrible. That's just horrible to hear. To hear.
Yeah.
And they give her the air. They give her put if male, female, I don't care. Like you said,
Yeah.
just make
I think
sure that you're doing it with honor and integrity, for God's sake.
Yeah, there was another guy on there too. He didn't have anything like crazy outlandish. I think his name, what is his name? Give me a second, everybody. This is bad podcasting. I apologize. Kiko Riley, I think, or Koki Koki Riley. He had, what did he do? He had Alabama. I don't know. He had something messed up with his pool. I can't really look at it right now. I saw a lot of people complaining about him too. So, just do your job. If you got the vote, do your job. Don't take it for granted. A lot of people would love to be in that spot, us included in that. So yeah, I mean, shout out to our boys down at the University of Texas, Rio Grande as well too. Another big win in their history, their second win all time against Prairie View A&M. They were able to persevere and come back late with the rushing touchdown. So shout out to our boys down in the Valley, especially on Twitter. Great follow. But yeah, I think that really covers it for us. Follow us on everything: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at SportsWithSkiz. We're in this for the long haul. We're just getting started, baby. But comment whatever you want us to talk about, your team, what you want to hear, any questions. We definitely love the interactions. You guys are what makes us happy to be doing this here.
Yeah, we're just a couple of guys who are, doing what we love to do, doing what we do every day, whether we were on camera or not. So we hope we can give you the best advice possible, the best analysis and insight as well, and maybe be a little opinionated slightly along the way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that being said, we'll jump off of here. But again, we got a very special guest coming tomorrow, someone who played in the backyard brawl. So we'll be able to get a firsthand analysis on that. So we're really looking forward to it. But yeah, thank you guys all again and enjoy the rest of your day.